Committee. This meeting is called to order. All committee members are present. We'll go around the room and do introductions.
Joe Eichstead, City Engineer.
Kyle Kearns, Director of Community Development.
Paul Vollert, Public Works Superintendent.
Dean Veneman, Alderman, District 2.
Jeff Penscover, Alderman, District 4.
Jake Catnall, Alderman, District 5.
Dennis Pollock, District number 6.
Patrick Delaney, District 7.
Matt Zackermeyer.
Sue Schill, City Attorney.
Tim DeSorsi, Finance Director.
Thank you. Item 2, consider a request from the Public Works Department to review the 5-year equipment replacement plan and approve the purchase of a 15-foot lawnmower, small tractor, 2 tandem axle dump trucks, and a 1-ton pickup truck. Paul.
Thank you. Enclosed in your packet, I believe it's the last item, is actually our 5-year equipment replacement plan. The referral is the first document or whatever. Really, I guess the ask is in starting the process of purchasing the equipment that was approved for 2025, it came to fruition that kind of like was happening in years past, that some of this equipment that is part of the trucks is anywhere from 9 to 12 months, some even 400 days out. And so if you were to look at I guess it's an Excel document here, like I said, it's your last page. The 2 single axle trucks, which we took bid and are in the process of securing the purchase orders on, of those vehicles, it was estimated that the replacement cost of each individual vehicle would be $315,000. The actual cost ended up being $295,000 a piece, but only 180 of that $295,000 is going to be spent this year, because the equipment more than likely isn't going to show up until like November, December, which is going to cause the truck to be built in January, so we won't take delivery until after the first of the year. So not that I'm saying the money isn't spent, but it's allocated and it's not spent. Originally, when we had done our 5-year equipment replacement plan in 2020, the model year 2027, they're coming up with a Tier 5 emission things, which is automatically going to increase the price anywhere from $15,000 to $30,000. Plus now we have all of these different things going on with tariffs that nobody knows what that's going to do. So kind of my ask was to start the process on those 2 vehicles, because again, we would take delivery of the truck in the year 2025, but the equipment wouldn't get delivered until 2026, here being placed at least, order being placed at least a month after the other ones. The other ask is just simply, I made a mistake when I did our 5-year plan. The fund balance is just higher than what we had. And so with the threats of these tariffs and things like that, the equipment that we have scheduled for next year is obviously just going to be more expensive. So if we could start that process this year, there might be some cost savings on that as well. And the only other ask that is kind of a definite one is the Parks Department had a tractor where the transmission is starting to fail on it this year. And they're requesting to get something for next year that wasn't part of our budget. So at a minimum, I guess I'm asking to start the process on the 2 tandem axle trucks and that 1 small sidewalk tractor, but at a maximum would be to do the referral request to start the replacement of all the equipment as identified.
Okay, on your second part of your last sentence there, you had said what is identified. That is what's specifically identified in our packet here, all of them?
Correct.
And not chart, or is the chart just this page here, is that just what's you explained in the packet?
Correct.
So they're both the same thing?
Yes, yep. The chart is just showing our 5-year equipment plan with the fund balance. So as you can see, the balance was 1.4 million plus or minus a little bit. That's the other thing too, is on the fund balance, that's not showing any of the sale of equipment that would go back into that account, or actually would reduce the price if we were to trade them in or whatever. But then the document that's dated 3-24, that is the specific asks, which would be in addition to what was budgeted. And the budget request is the first number, and then what I'm assuming would be spent in 2025 would be the second number, and then the carryover number, the last one, which would be spent in 2026.
I don't have any other questions. Thank you for explaining the carryover and how that works for anybody that didn't know. I'll make a motion to approve.
Second.
All right, motion by Delaney, second by Veneman. So I got one more question, just to clarify, the funds are there. You're just looking to move up the purchase, potentially save some money,
Correct.
and then there would be less in the 2026 budget because this is moving forward.
In theory, there'd be, what I would do is I would show you the monies that you've already allocated, but there would be no additional equipment purchased in the 2026 budget.
Okay. And Patrick, your motion is for which pieces of equipment?
Like to approve the purchase of a 15-foot lawnmower, small tractor, two tandem axle dump trucks, and one 1-ton pickup truck, as well. As well as the equipment replacement schedule, just to approve that. I don't know if that has to be a separate motion or.
No, we're good. Sorry, I thought I made a mistake.
And Dean, you seconded that, so you're okay with it? Okay.
Yeah.
So motion by Delaney, second by Veneman. All those in the affirmative?
Yes.
Aye.
Aye.
Motion passes 3-0.
Thank you.
Item 3, consider recommendation from Statewide Services Incorporated disallowing a claim from Kelly Dietz for alleged damages to her vehicle. The information for this is in the packet, as well as letters from the insurance company. And Attorney Schill, if you have like to add anything else to this?
No, I would recommend disallowance.
Okay, so this comes up from time to time. This is a question for Tim. Does our insurance ever pay out any claims, or do they always deny them?
I would say not always, but a lot of them where it's just kind of, we have a lot of statutory protection that, a lot of these things with like our infrastructure, it's like if we had no knowledge of, like, say, a pothole or whatever, and someone damages their car, we're not liable to that because we can't, we're protected because it's like we can't have knowledge of every single pothole. But once we become aware of a situation, we don't rectify it, then we could become liable. That sound right, Sue?
Because I see these come through quite often, and it's always a disallowance. And what disallowing it does is just shortens the time that they can appeal the decision of the
Right, yeah,
insurance
they can,
company.
yeah, I think it shortens it to 6 months where they can take further legal action on their claim.
I actually didn't see any additional information in the packet except just what came. I didn't see what the actual claim was, but I did see that the insurance had made a claim against, or investigation, and they recommend to disallow it. So on those, do you have anything to say, Paul?
So in this situation, they're claiming that they drove through a pothole on A Street, up around the, Qdoba, which caused their tire to, fail, and they had to replace the tire. I don't recall 100% if it was the rim as well. But we went out there and looked, a day after, and we could not find a situation where it would have caused that.
I find our streets are, I mean, you're going to have potholes, but they're nothing like Stevens Point. They just put in a new road a few years ago, and that is horrendous to drive on. Anyways, I'm going to make a motion to disallow.
Go ahead.
I'll second. Motion by Delaney, second by Catnaw. All those in the affirmative?
Aye.
Aye.
Yes.
Motion passes 3-0. Item 4, 2025 budget amendment number 1.
Okay, yeah, this is a budget amendment. We're amending the budget for a variety of reasons. One is, historically with our equipment replacement accounts, that's where we, budget a certain amount of money each year for the future replacement of certain types of equipment. And we accumulate those funds, so then when we need to purchase something, we have those funds. So that's carrying forward those specific accounts. Also, throughout the year, we receive donations for a specified purpose. If those funds are unexpended, we'll carry those forward so that they can be expended potentially in 2025. A good example is at the K-9 donation account. There's the City Zoo donation account where we'll accumulate those funds. And then also any grants, unexpended grants that we can only use for a restricted purpose, we carry those funds forward for when they do incur those grant expenditures. And obviously, and then also you'll notice in the resolution that, for these carryover funds, if it's not specifically identified, in this case in the 2025 budget, that anything from 0 to 10,000, the department head would have to get the mayor's approval to expend these carryover funds, and anything over 10,000 would have to come before this committee and then ultimately council approval. I provided explanations for the items on the resolution. I'd be happy to answer any questions that anyone may have.
Anyone have any questions? All right, with that, I'll make a motion to approve the 2025 budget amendment number 1.
I'll second.
Motion by Catnaw, second by Delaney. All those in the affirmative?
Yes.
Aye.
Aye.
Motion passes 3-0. Item 5, audit of the bills. I only have check numbers.
We get down to the total here. It would be it'd be check number 25113 to 25418 in the amount of $2,764,614.04.
$2,706,000. All right, motion to approve checks number 25113 through 25418 for an amount of $2,764,614.04.
I'll second.
Motion by Cattenall, second by Veneman. All those in the affirmative?
Aye.
Aye.
Yes.
Motion passes 3-0. Item 6, set next meeting date. Right. So I think at the reorganization meeting, we will get together and set the next meeting date. Anything else to be said on item number 6?
Sounds good.
All right, moving on. Item 7, in open session, the committee may vote to go into closed session under section 19.85, para 1, para E of the Wisconsin statutes, which reads deliberating or negotiating the purchase of public properties, the investing of public funds, or conducting other specified public business whenever competitive or bargaining reasons require a closed session. Item A will be in closed session. The committee will discuss negotiations and strategy regarding the purchase of the property at 330 9th Avenue South. B, in closed session, the committee will discuss negotiations and strategy regarding the sale and development of property in the downtown Triangle area and the terms of a development agreement for downtown development. C, in closed session, the committee will discuss negotiations and strategy regarding a development proposal and development assistance for residential development along 4th Street North. And just so everyone's aware, the committee will adjourn in closed session.
Motion to go into closed session?
I'll second.
Motion by Veneman, second by Delaney to go into closed session. All those in the affirmative?
Yes.
Aye.
Aye.
Motion passes 3-0. We will now enter closed session.